Sharonda Williams, pay your weight. Hi, how are both of you doing today?
Hey, I love all of what's going on there, Sharonda.
We got the
Sharonda,
same.
what is pay or wait? Please tell me.
Well, if you ask my mother, she thinks that like I'm a cash loan place, but it's really, should you pay for the movie or should you wait for something better to come out?
Ooh, I love it. I love it. I love it.
I just let my mom think how she wants to think. She's proud of me either way. So we just leave it at that. But look, is it just the romantic in me, or is it safe for me to assume that I was feeling the tension between Rufus and Trudy in this movie?
They're partners.
I'm just saying.
They're partners. I mean, I think that their intimacy goes far beyond what, we usually equate intimacy to physicality, right? Or physical interaction. And Rufus and Trudy's history, the way Idris and I and Jeymes, Samuel, designed it or felt about the two of them is far bigger than whatever you what did you just call it?
It was tension. I was feeling
tension.
There's tension. That's love. It's love, and by design we avoided the tropes. When you see a female character, you expect to some degree they got something with the lead character, and we wanted to avoid that completely.
Look, I was reading too much into it. I'm a deprogram myself.
No, I mean, that's the beauty of watching stories, watching film, that we could all sit down and watch the same film and have a different takeaway. We're allowed to do that.
You also saw Idris, who loves Regina King. You know what I'm saying? That's the tension that you really saw.
Look, Idris, you and Jeymes, you've been talking about this movie for a few years now. So I wanted to ask you, how does it feel to actually see this film come to fruition, see it on the big screen? How's the experience been?
It's incredible. I mean, for anyone that's dreaming out there, that's like, I've got this crazy idea, no one's ever going to back it. Do not give up on your hopes, because this story was something Jeymes dreamed up at least 15 years ago. And I'm talking about when we were sitting around on old mobile phones and he's rabbiting on about his film, his Western. And here we are with this incredible cast and production team and distribution, Netflix, and, everyone sort of going, wow, congratulations. That is like, yes, dreams come true. I'm telling you, dreams come true. So it feels really, really satisfying to see it come to life like this.
I love it. And Regina, for you, first of all, I'm loving badass Regina in films. I'm totally here for this. But I wanted to know for you, being behind the screen as well, in addition to acting now, has that changed how you navigate the roles that you choose within the industry?
No, I don't think it's changed how I navigate the roles, but I think directing has definitely informed my acting and vice versa. After you direct your first anything and you go back to work as an actor, your appreciation for a director totally heightens. I'm definitely one that appreciates every member of the crew or production. You can't do it without the entire team, but there's a newfound respect that you have when you go back to set after having directed yourself.
Well, look, I just want to let you guys know that you have made my entire day. I just send in more love and light your way. I really appreciate you taking the time to speak with me today. I hope you have a great day.
Thank you, Sharonda.
That's lovely.
Bye. Hi, Jonathan. How are you doing today?
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing good. Let me find out you be out here singing.
Oh, no, man. Yeah, I guess so.
When we get the album? When we get the album?
I'd just be like everybody else if I did that. I just keep it to myself.
You're supposed to share your talents. You're supposed to share the blessings with the world.
Well, if they put it in the movie, I'll do it.
Look, one of the things that I've loved about your career is you tackle so many different genres in such a little time. And I wanted to know, what was it about the Western genre that really attracted you to this project?
I mean, it's There's something about just growing up in Texas, the fact that I spent time on, my grandfather's and grandmother's farm, down home. The fact that, you know, I I've seen firearms, I've rode horses a little bit, I've been in that heat before, it's something about it where it just feels like home to me. The fact that my natural dialect can walk into a Western without a problem, I don't have too much accent work, I just kind of exist in it, it feels very close to me. So I like that. I like that a lot.
But one of the things that I appreciate about this film is it's a film that everyone's going to enjoy, but it's also teaching us about our history,
Yeah.
that we existed, we were cowboys, and I wanted to know for you, how was it portraying that love and really getting to delve deeper into a part of our history that we're not really taught?
I mean, it's just great, isn't it? The more we as a culture, right, present ourselves in our fullness, right, with all of our emotionality, with all our diversity within our own culture, the more you learn about the nation at large, and we as members of the African diaspora have so much more to share, right? And so to open up, to push, to show that there's more territory over here, that we existed and we lived, like, not just existed, we lived in this time. We loved in this time. We warred in this time. Like we were full. We were just as full then as we are now. And it's very important. And it's a habit that we should continue to do. It should be the norm. And how do we do that? I guess this cast, Netflix, these all of this support, to tell this type of story, it's very important. And it was very important to me, just because it's like, yeah, bruh, it's on. You know what I mean? Like, and not just this. Wait till we go to space. You know what I mean? Like, wait till you see us as firemen. Wait till you see us as detectives, police officers. Like, that is the world. You know what I mean? Not there is a world. That is the world. Get with it.
Look, I mean, it's one of the things that I love watching is just seeing so many of us on screen and just seeing us get to play a wide variety of different characters. And I wanted to know for you, how was it being a part of this cast? Like, it's just an amazingly talented cast. What was that experience like for you?
It's like playing in the Olympics. It's like everybody you can no look past all day, and you know they're gonna catch it. You do Idris got it. Regina, she's got it. Zazie Beetz, boom, she's got it. And vice versa. The amount of trust, the amount of artistic stamina, and ambition that the entire ensemble has, really allows and allowed us to amplify and lift the story from just the squiggles on a piece of paper. That's what it's about. That's what we see in the film. A great deal of trust and loyalty to the craft and to ourselves, and an allegiance to the work. That's great. And there's I hate the word, but there was a certain amount of, I'm not gonna say not safety, because that's the word I don't want to say, but there was a security in looking at the person across from you and knowing they know why you're here. They know what you're about. They know why you're going again. You know what I mean? Let's go again. And they know why you're going again. There's a deep bond that happens between us and happened between us.
Well, Jonathan, I really enjoyed you in this film. I can't wait for everyone to just see us exist on screen in the Western genre again. And I'm just in love and light your way. I really appreciate you taking the time to speak with me.
Of course, sis. Thank you. Love your background.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hi, how are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good. Just trying to survive on the Sunday.
Oh, me too. I like your lipstick matches your shirt. It's very cute.
I was trying to put on real clothes and look like a human today for you.
Well, I think you succeeded, and I'm sure you would have looked like a human in anything else you would have put on. I like your background too.
Gotta stay in the full thing. Gotta stay in the full thing. But look, I really enjoy watching this movie. And one of the things that I really appreciate about the film is that it's helping teach us about our history, because they never taught us about, Black cowboys or how we had Black business women, during the Western times. And I wanted to know for you, how rewarding was that to participate in a project like this that is teaching us about our history?
Yeah, I mean, I would say what was the most rewarding, honestly, was learning about it myself. Like, I didn't really realize it either. And I was sort of shocked, actually, when I was doing research to like read that 25% of the people living in the West were Black. And that's a lot. And you really don't see it in sort of the traditional Western film. And as I was watching Westerns sort of in research for this film and just getting in the energy of what that tone is like, it started bothering me in a way that watching and seeing the lack of diversity in it, because I think I used to never really question it. And now I'm in a mindset where I'm like, wait a second, this isn't really a true depiction of what it looked like. And to also know, like, we had towns where it was like all Black towns and Black owned businesses, and people really thrived. And like, beyond doing research about the characters in the movie, reading about other people, like emancipated slaves who then came and were free, and like people who were illiterate, but then like made fortunes because they had autonomy and we had community. And it's like really cool. And it was very empowering to sort of read those stories and to learn about them and to potentially reshape this genre now, which is like such a classic in our cinema kind of like portfolio, and to, include us in the narrative.
I was like, watching Westerns, I was like, the math not adding up. Like, the slaves in the movie, but I think slavery was abolished now. Not making sense to me. But that's why movies like this is so important. But you know what? The women get to have fun too. I was like, yes, we are business women, and we get to do some fighting, get in on the action. What was one of the funnest things preparing for this? Because you have your shotgun. How was that?
I don't love, some people find like shoot, like go to a gun range and like have fun shooting stuff. And I never really, anytime I've done gun training before, I've always been like, oh, it's so intense. I have to say, doing a shotgun, I was like, woo! That was very fun. I think it's also different because it's like so manual, and it's just like two, and you're just like, I don't know, you got to like let your body go into it. And so I have to say that was fun to like learn how to handle that. But I would say the most fun for me was honestly the horseback stuff. Horses are, I'm gonna like sound like a horse lady, but like they're just very kind of spiritual creatures, and they're strong and big, and like they could kill you. And like, to kind of be in tandem with it and to be in step and in rhythm with it, and like to like you respect the horse and it respects you. That was like a really cool thing to do for this film. And I think it was like a grounding element, honestly, of like the training around this sort of heightened big thing.
You made me feel like I should have stuck with horseback riding, because I didn't have a good first try at it. It was tough. But I mean, ultimately, you're working with this fantastic cast. What was it like being a part of a production, reshaping and redefining the Western genre to include us, but just to have a film that just showcases so much great Black talent?
I mean, I think it made me feel very like safe going into this movie of like, I don't know, it's really nice to be doing scenes with feeling like, oh, I can really lean on you and I can really trust you, and I feel like I can learn from you. And, also just the idea of like being in a film with people I've been watching for years and who I'm like, yeah, you were in my home and I really respect you as a performer, is sort of like wow, I can't believe these are my peers right now in a way. And I still, look up to them. And, for me and Regina, who we have like a sort of an interesting arc in the film together. I don't know. I really feel like she took me under her wing, and we've had a really lovely relationship after shooting. And, I'm just excited that I'm like, oh, this just opens doors to do more projects with all of these people. Idris, again with Lakeith, and Danielle Deadweiler as well, who I actually did an episode of Atlanta with a few years ago, and I was so excited that she was in this film too. She plays Cuffy, and so yeah, it was. I was very excited to jump on board this wonderful cast when I was offered the film.
Well, look, I appreciate you taking the time to speak with me. And yes, to these sleeves, I'm here for them. Yes.
Thank you.
I'm just sending love and light your way, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Thank you so much.
I appreciate it. You too. This was really lovely to talk. Thank you.
Good talking to you. Hi, how are you doing today?
Jeymes Samuel, The Harder They Fall. I'm doing golden.
Beautiful intro.
Golden nails. Let's go.
It's all fun until I scratch myself.
Yeah, exactly. Nails on
Look, I really love that you tackle the Western genre, and really just help people understand, like, hey, we were cowboys. We existed back then. I don't know why we have been erased from many Westerns, but I wanted you to speak about, like, wanting to incorporate real Black cowboys, cowgirls, like, and really help inspire, not only inspire, but help educate a new generation about people that we really weren't taught about.
Absolutely. I mean, the reason why I wanted to tell this tale with all real cowboys is so people could stop saying that we didn't exist. I didn't want to tell a tale with all these made up names and then people would still continue that doctrine. No, we existed. Now go and research these characters. It's not a biopic, so it's not about like likeness to these characters, but it's about their names, like bringing them all. I kept the goodies, and the outlaws, the villains, the villains. Everyone's kind of outlaws in the tale. But I really wanted to let people know that we existed in this film. Women weren't subservient. People of color weren't less than human. We existed. We had our own spaces, our own worlds, and our own dramas, and really just broaden the tale, the scope of what we've been told was history. If you cut out a piece of history, you basically cut out all of history because it has a domino effect. And in the words of Drake, nothing was the same.
Okay, giving me multiple words today.
Bars.
But look, also, I wanted to know, what were some of the Westerns that really inspired you growing up?
I love all of, I'm inspired by crazy, like I always reference Sergio Leone's For a Few Dollars More, right? It's the first Lee Van Cleef, Clint Eastwood team up. It's the middle movie of their trilogy. I love The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance. I love Mel Brooks's Blazing Saddles. It's one of the wickedest movies ever. But also there was this a few movies by this duo called Terrence Hill and Bud Spencer. They had these Trinity movies. Trinity, Still My Name. They Call Me Trinity. I just love those movies. I love Johnny Guitar starring John Crawford. I love True Grit, The Searchers. All of these Westerns. Anything cowboy, I would just sit there and watch. High Noon, Shane. I'll just sit there and watch, even though I needed to broaden the story. Alas, here we are.
I'm happy you did that. And one of the things that I love about watching The Harder They Fall, it's so stylish. It just feels nice. It looks nice. And I really wanted to talk about putting your own spin. Like, you're not new to the Western genre, but really putting your spin on just having it just look so crisp and nice.
Yeah, for me, putting my own spin on The Harder They Fall was kind of easy because they've removed us from those stories. Like Hollywood just removed Black people and always told us we were slaves. So even if you see a Black person in the Old West, they'll be kind of dusty and stuff. So it's easy all I needed to do was cast my people in it, make the story about these people, and you're going to have super style. And then what I do musically, because I composed the score and I wrote and produced the soundtrack, just bringing that all together and letting everyone swag out in this silhouettic superhero grace. Stagecoach Mary with the top hat, Trudy Smith with the bowler, Rufus Buck with the gold guns, Nat Love with the scar, Wiley Esco with the gold teeth. This Tish is hard as hell. It was easy to do. Just give me the cast I need. Let me tell a story I want to tell, and let me at him.
I love your energy so much. I love it so much. I really enjoyed talking to you.
Thank you, man.
But what would you want to do next?
I'm gonna do something next. I'm gonna do something. The next time I come I think is gonna make you go, wow, that guy's he's interesting. And then I'll always be going back to the Old West. I'll always be heading back to Harder They Fall territory. It's a much bigger story for me. I'd like to do a prequel, a sequel if I can, and go hard and fast even further.
Look, I'm claiming the prequel, the sequel. Let's just turn it into a whole franchise. I'm here for it. I really enjoyed speaking with you today. I just love your energy so much. And I'm just sitting and loving Light Your Way. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Queen. Peace to the God, and enjoy the Harder They Fall again.
I will.
Wicked. Thank you so much.